Hello and welcome to another episode of the Natural State Update. I'm Christina Munoz. Here are some quick headlines for you. We start with a reminder about the opening of the new I-30 bridge. If you need to drive in that area, be sure to go to the Department of Transportation's website to see when traffic will be shifted and when lanes will be closed. E-cigarette maker Juul has agreed to pay Arkansas and 33 other states and territories $438 million. Arkansas' share will be $13.5 million. The settlement follows a lawsuit alleging that Juul marketed e-cigarettes to underage teenagers. Central Arkansas artists will soon have a new space combining living spaces for themselves and families with dedicated studio space for their crafts. The Little Rock-based Wingate Foundation has joined efforts with projects out of Minneapolis to launch plans for Art Space Wingate Campus. The 94,000 square foot building will have 60 units of living and work space. Those units will house artists who earn roughly $24,000 and $47,000 annually. An additional 16,000 square feet will accommodate 10 artist-in-residence studios and space for events and galleries. The Art Space Village will be located in Little Rock's East Village neighborhood and is set to open in the fall of 2024. And big news for people like me who are fans of the Mexican pizza at Taco Bell. It's once again supposed to be returning on September 15th, this time permanently. So fingers crossed. On to our first story. Many businesses are born out of wanting to fill a need or to keep others from going through a negative situation that the business owner has experienced. Well, both of these are true for Jim Skelton when he decided to open Conway Institute of Music. Take a look.
Thank you for calling the Conway Institute of Music. This is Jim. How may I help you?
Jim Skelton opened Conway Institute of Music 13 years ago because of his own experiences when he was a kid and wanted to take music lessons.
I saw the movie The Sting and the song The Entertainer on the piano, and I was just mesmerized. I must have been about 8, 9, or 10, somewhere in there. And I remember my mother, she was looking for a piano teacher that would teach the songs that I wanted to learn how to play. And, you know, small town and all, there just wasn't anybody that was available that we could find. They wanted to just do the classical route, Mozart, Beethoven, books, which that's really important with piano lessons, of course, but they couldn't teach pop songs. Nobody would.
After months of searching, they finally found someone, and after a few years of lessons, Jim heard someone playing Sweet Home Alabama on the guitar.
And it was just always amazing to me that I could hear a song on the radio and see somebody play it.
That led to the same process to find a guitar teacher that would teach the songs he wanted to play.
And that's where guitar took over, and as soon as I put the guitar in my hands, the rest was history, as they say. It was my only instrument I played from that point on.
Jim started playing in bands and even opened for well-known artists such as Lynyrd Skynyrd, Peter Frampton, and Joe Walsh. He got his music degree from the University of Central Arkansas and continued his education at the Atlanta Institute of Music. As a professional musician, teaching music lessons was always a big part of his life, but it was the memory of his lessons as a kid that encouraged him to start his own music school.
I had the thought of, you know, I don't want anybody to struggle like I did and my mom trying to find music lessons to teach you the songs you wanted to play. I didn't want anybody to give up on a child that maybe wasn't talented but wanted to stick with them because there's no telling what would happen in their future, just like it happened with me. So I wanted to be able to do that, and that's the reason why I opened this music school, is because I wanted to be able to do that for my home community of where my family has been forever, and I wanted to be able to give back in that sense, and I wanted to affect people's lives with music because there's nothing bad about music. It's all good, it makes you feel good, and it does great things.
That dream has turned into the largest private music school in Faulkner County with about 20 teachers and almost 400 students.
I always tell people we are the Disney of music lessons. You're going to have capital F-U-N when you're here. That's our main goal, is for you to have fun with music lessons.
Not only do the students get to learn the songs they want to play, they also get to perform in a live recital with a red carpet photo opportunity and get rewarded through a musical ladder system.
Music gives you confidence, and in this day and age, one of the things I think children need more than anything is that confidence in their self And music is that individual confidence. It's not you're part of a group and you rely on the other people in the group. It's something you're doing and you're making the achievements on your instrument and you're seeing your progression and it's making you happy. Recitals play an important role of not just being in front of people, but being comfortable in front of people, which is going to help with public speaking of some sort down the line. The educational process that you get from music lessons, it teaches you discipline, time management, it teaches you studious things, and it brings out the best in you. Whether you practice a lot or not, you're still getting elements in this. And I've always said, it's about staying in the environment. The longer you can stay in a music environment, the more you're going to benefit from that.
And Conway Institute of Music is just getting started.
We just are growing, and we continue to grow, and we've got some really cool stuff coming up. We are going to have a second location coming up. We're working on that right now as we speak, and we've got some really cool performance opportunities, once-in-a-lifetime things that are going to be happening too with this growth. So we're super excited about the future of our music school, and we cannot wait to make these announcements to the public and let everybody know what we're doing and what we have planned.
And yes, both my daughters take lessons there, and there's some of the students you just saw in that video. You can learn more about Conway Institute of Music and register for lessons by going to conwayinstituteofmusic.com. Hard to believe we are already well into September, but you still have time to get in on some amazing entertainment in Central Arkansas. Here's Amanda Horton with more.
I'm Amanda Horton, Executive Director of Public Appearances here on the University of Central Arkansas campus, and we are backstage at Reynolds Performance Hall. At Reynolds, we're kicking off our season on September 17th with Spamilton.
New York, you can just you wait.
This zany comedic show will be a crowd pleaser for fans of Hamilton or really fans of any musicals. Also at Reynolds on September 15th, we will have Getting Spicy with Caleb McLaughlin and Sean Evans. This show is free, but you must secure your tickets in advance. Other theater opportunities in Central Arkansas include Arkansas Repertory Theater's production of Every Brilliant Thing and Radium Girls at the Weekend Theater. Do you know that we have a dinner playhouse in Arkansas? Murray's Dinner Playhouse opened in 1977, and this month they will offer the hysterical Always a Bridesmaid. Finally, this is big news in the Arkansas theater scene. The Studio Theater will present the hit Broadway musical, Kinky Boots, kicking off on September 15th. There are some wonderful concert opportunities in September, including Steve Miller Band on September 16th at Robinson Performance Hall. Simmons Bank Arena will host Jason Aldean on September 22nd. The Hall will host the fabulous Freddie Mercury Tribute Show, John Langston, the Front Bottoms, and many more. And you have a few more opportunities to see an outdoor concert this year. Whiskey Myers will be at First Security Amphitheater. Or if you prefer classical music, Conway Symphony Orchestra will present a free concert in Laurel Park. This concert will feature music from Raiders of the Lost Ark, West Side Story, and will have a surprise guest conductor. For the Natural State Update, I'm Amanda Horton.
Thank you, Amanda, for the latest in all things related to the financial world. We go to Scott Inman.
2022 has tested the stamina of investors, and it's not over yet. What history tells us about where we've been this year and where we're going in this week's Fastest 4 Minutes in Finance. Hello again, and thanks for taking time to check out the Fastest 4 every week. This week, a reality check. If you've hung on as an investor through the roller coaster ride of 2022, congratulations. It's been tough. As we record this, the S&P 500 is down more than 17% since January 1st. It has been tempting to jump off the ship as it seems to be sinking. And more than that, LPL research tells us 2022 has been one of the most volatile years on record. If you're watching this, take a look at this chart. It highlights the highest frequency of large intraday swings. Now, what does that mean? Well, it's looking at every trading day of the year back to 1982 and measuring the percentage of those days in which the S&P 500 moved more than 1% in either direction during a single day. 2022 is there at the far right, and so far this year, 1% swings have occurred in 87.3% of trading days. It's up there with 2002 and 2008, both really bad years for the market. Now, if you stretch the data out to measure weekly returns of 1% or more, either positive or negative, there have been 27 of them, and we're only in September. 18 of those 27 have been negative. If we continue this pace, 2022 would have the most down weeks of 1% or more since the Great Depression. Now, you have to ask yourself, is that reality? Should the market be behaving like we're in the middle of a depression or the great financial crisis or even the dot-com bubble burst? Well, the LPL research team says no. They still see the risk of a mild recession as 50-50 in 2023. That's, of course, assuming the trajectory we are on. Inflation may have peaked. Unemployment is inching up. Earnings are still solid, although slowing. All components that would make the Federal Reserve's goal of a soft landing for the economy still in play. The market may be preparing for the worst, and if we don't get that, we may see some strong gains to end the year. However, it's important to remember September here. Looking at another chart from LPL Research, September is the only month on the calendar in which the S&P 500 returns have been negative in the past 10 years, the past 20 years, in a midterm election year, and even all the way back to 1950 on average. But look at the final 3 months. The S&P 500 has been up in every one of those same time frames on an average, and up big in a midterm election year, like we are in this year. History may not repeat itself in 2022, but the data clearly indicates that the severe downturn has been an overreaction to this point. And if the data continues to trend the same way or even improve, we could see a big bounce by the end of the year. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Scott, for our encouraging word of the week. I'm going to share the verse we used when we dedicated our firstborn child, Proverbs 3:5-6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your paths straight. For the Natural State Update, I'm Christina Munoz.